Hello, good evening and salam Malaysia Madani. You're watching Malaysia Tonight with me, SAHIH Samsudin. The Dewan Rakyat has notified the Election Commission EC regarding the vacancy of the P161 Pulai parliamentary seat in Johor. This follows the death of incumbent Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub. Elaborating further on the matter, Dewan Rakyat Speaker Tan Sri Johari Abdul said, in accordance with Article 54 Clause, subsection 1 of the Federal Constitution, the EC is required to fill the vacancy within 60 days from the date it is confirmed that there is a vacant position. Through a statement release, he said that he issued a notification dated 25th July 2023 to inform the EC chairman that Datuk Sri Salahuddin Ayub had died on Sunday. Tan Sri Johari, on behalf of the Malaysian Parliament, also conveyed his condolences to the family of Datuk Sri Salahuddin and prayed that his soul would be blessed and placed among the righteous. Datuk Sri Salahuddin, aged 61, breathed his last at the Sultanah Bahiyah Hospital in Alustar, Kedah at 9:23 p.m. on Sunday after undergoing surgery for a brain hemorrhage. The government, through the Ministry of Communications and Digital (KKD), is ready to be a facilitator to assist negotiations of local media organisations to get fair compensation or payment from giant technology companies. As Minister Fahmi Fadil said, if necessary, a legal framework could be introduced to smooth the negotiations. He said the Malaysian media industry cannot just sit back and mourn its fate and position while facing the digital advertisement expenditure ADX market dominated by technology giants. He said this in his speech read out by Deputy Secretary General of Strategic Communications and Creative Industry, Mastura Ahmad Mustafa, in conjunction with the closing ceremony of the National Media Forum 2023. Assistance provided by the government through the legal framework or otherwise for the purpose of consultation has a precondition, which is that the news and journalism industry must show a high level of unity or solidarity. The special committee established by the Malaysian Newspaper Publishers Association's MNPA recently for the purpose of the negotiation is a good measure. However, he said in its current form, it only represents the large mainstream media. The Malaysian Takaful Association (MTA) is proactively improving Takaful agents' professionalism and has embarked on digital identification or EID to support the Takaful industry's digital transformation journey. In supporting the initiative, MTA had organised the recently concluded Kemas Kini dan Menang contest to get Takaful agents to update their details, including photos, on the agent database called Online Takaful Agency Registration System (OTAS). Chief Executive Officer Muhammad Razwan Muhammad said, apart from supporting the implementation of EID, the contest also supported the nationwide anti-scam campaign.
Jadi kita membuka banyak orang kata apa, kita punya approach untuk digitalisation ni. Salah satu area yang kita rasa penting adalah pengenalan. Seperti mana kad pengenalan ataupun pasport, pengenalan kepada ejen ni adalah sangat penting, di mana sekarang ni terdapat banyak kes-kes scam yang orang kata agak berleluasa lah. Jadi dengan satu digital ID yang terdapat di bekalan data yang dikawal selia oleh orang kata, kita bukan autoriti tapi pihak persatuan ni merupakan orang kata apa, pihak yang bertanggungjawab untuk memastikan profesionalisme dan juga orang kata integriti ejen ni. Jadi ia dapat, kita harap dapat memberi lebih confident kepada orang ramai untuk orang kata berurusan bersama-sama orang kata dengan ejen-ejen takaful ni.
Muhammad Razwan was met after the prize-giving ceremony for the Kemas Kini dan Menang contest in Kuala Lumpur. Meanwhile, Muhammad Razwan hoped that the 131,000 Takaful agents in Malaysia registered under MTA could come forward to update their digital IDs and upload their photo to the OTA system. 10 men, including 5 Indonesians, were charged in the Ipoh Sessions Courts today with smuggling in migrants last month. All of them pleaded not guilty when the charges were read simultaneously before Judge Aziza Ahmad. According to the charge sheet, They were charged together with a common intention of having smuggled in 35 Indonesian migrants at the Batu Sepuluh oil palm plantation area in Segari, Manjung between 20th and 30th June this year. The charges are framed under Section 26A of the Anti-Trafficking in Persons and Anti-Smuggling of Migrants Act 2007, read together with the Section 34 of the Penal Code, which provides for a prison sentence of not more than 20 years and a fine, or both if convicted. Deputy Public Prosecutor Afika Izzati Mazlan requested a period of 2 months to record the statements of all 35 migrants at the Manjung Magistrates Court and to file the case at the High Court. The court then set 25th September for the case to be transferred to the High Court. Wildfire causes disruption in Italy. That and more coming up in our foreign segment. Stay tuned. South Korea's top court today ruled against a parliamentary vote to impeach the interior minister over a botched government response to a deadly Halloween crash in Seoul last year, sparking anger and dismay among relatives of the victims. Amid a heavy police presence at the Constitutional Court, some relatives attending the hearing broke down in tears after the ruling, with 2 mothers collapsing and taken away by an ambulance. Lawmakers in February voted to impeach Minister Lee Sang-min, urging him to take responsibility for the failures over the response to a crowd surge that killed 159 people, many in their 20s, in a popular nightlife district in Seoul. While the court found the minister had made remarks that were inappropriate, it said in a statement they did not amount to grounds for impeachment and ruled he had not neglected his duties. The court also said that the decision was unanimous. Lee, who did not attend the court, said after the ruling it was time to unite and stop wasteful political strife around the disaster. The Itaewon district in South Korea's capital is known to revelers as a place of fun, freedom and openness. But its narrow, steep streets and constrained access points prove a lethal mix for Halloween partygoers who became trapped and crushed. Wildfires forced the closure of Palermo Airport in Sicily today as extreme weather continued to batter Italy, with severe storms causing damage and at least 2 deaths in the north of the country. The airport in the Sicilian capital would remain shut, its operators said, as firefighters were working to put out a major blaze in a nearby area that also disrupted local road and rail traffic. A heat wave has hit southern Europe, with scorching temperatures bringing increased risks of fires and death. In some parts of eastern Sicily, temperatures rose to 47.6 Celsius yesterday, close to a record European high of 48.8 Celsius recorded on the island 2 years ago. Meanwhile, an overnight storm in Milan tore off roofs and uprooted trees, blocking roads and disrupting overground transportation in Italy's financial capital. 2 women were killed on yesterday and today in the northern Monza and Brescia provinces after being crushed by falling trees. Italy is one of the European countries most affected by climate change and suffered deadly floods in May. TikTok, the social platform known for its addictive video content, announced it will offer text-only posts, becoming the latest tech giant to offer an alternative to the embattled Twitter. The text posts on TikTok will most closely resemble similar offerings on Instagram. Like Meta-owned Threads, TikTok benefits from its size with around 1.4 billion monthly active users. But unlike Facebook parent company, it has chosen to integrate its new text-only feature into its app rather than launch a separate product as Meta did with Threads. TikTok's version will remain more visual than a Twitter or Threads post, with users able to add a color background, music and stickers to the post. The Chinese-owned company said the new format will expand boundaries of content creation for everyone on TikTok and tap into the creativity seen in comments and captions. Coming out in sports, flying start for 4 Malaysians paired at the Japan Open. It was a great day in the office for 4 Malaysian pairs as they got off to a flying start in the opening round of the Japan Open 2023 in Tokyo today. In the tournament held in Yoyogi First Gymnasium, the national number 1 women's doubles pair, Pearly Tan and Tina survived a rubber set battle against Chinese duo Liu Sheng-su, Tan Ning 21-11, 9-21, 21-19 to march into the second round. Meanwhile, two Malaysia's mixed doubles pair, Cheng Tan Ji, To Yi and Chang Pen Soon, Chia Yi Si, also made it to the second round. The world number 14 duo Tang Jing Yi Wei stunned Dutch duo Robin Tabling Selena Pick, ranked 9 in the world 21-15, 21-18, while the unseeded Peng Soon Yi Si created an upset over 8 seeds. Tom Kickwell, Delphine Delroux of France 21-18, 21-18. Professional men's doubles duo Ong Yu Sin, Teo Yi, meanwhile, capped off a wonderful day for the Malaysian badminton camp following a straight set victory over Lucas Corvi, Ronan Lebas of France 21-15, 21-18 in 36 minutes. The six-seeded pair will determine a quarter-final spot against the winner of another opening round tie involving Cheng Bo Yang, Liu Yi from China, or reigning Olympic Games champion Li Yang, Wang Chi Lin of Taiwan. National sprint champion Muhammad Azim Muhammad Fahmi is confident of bringing home a medal in his debut at the Asian Games 2022, scheduled to be held in Hangzhou, China from 23rd September to 8 October. Muhammad Azim said he was on track to reach the men's 100 meters M podium at the Asian Games before suffering a groin injury at the National Collegiate Athletic Association NCAA Championship in Jacksonville, Florida, United States in May. He said he hopes to stay healthy without any injuries ahead of the Asian Games. The national sprint champion further noted that he also wants to build up his confidence so that he can bring home any medal from the upcoming Asian Games. Dato' Rabuan Pit was the last national sprinter to win the 100 meters gold medal in the 1982 edition of the quadrennial sporting event held in New Delhi. Meanwhile, Muhammad Azim did not rule out the possibility of training in the country, especially in strengthening the compatibility with the national men's 4x100 meters squad ahead of the action in Hangzhou. Coming up next on our business segment, improvement in healthcare sparks improvement in nation's productivity. The continued confidence shown by German chip maker Infineon Technologies AG in Malaysia's investment ecosystem reflects the country's importance within the global semiconductor supply chain. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim said this complements the national investment aspirations and the new Industrial Master Plan 2030's focus on attracting high-tech and high-value investments to support global and domestic economies. In a statement on his Facebook page today, the Prime Minister said Malaysia is an important hub for Infineon in wafer fabrication and semiconductor chip packaging activities. The 28 billion ringgit that the company has invested in Malaysia to date is a testament to this. The Prime Minister also said he had a meeting yesterday with representatives from Infineon, which has been operating in this country for 50 years. Dato' Sri Anwar said during the meeting, Infineon Technologies AG Chief Operating Officer Dr. Rutger Wijberg expressed his gratitude to the Malaysian government for the support provided to the company. The Department of Statistics Malaysia DOSM said that the country's leading index or LI recorded a better negative growth of 1.1% to 110.3 points in May 2023 from 108.4 points in April 2023. The LI is a predictive tool used to anticipate economic upturns and downturns at an average of 4 to 6 months ahead. Chief Statistician Dato' Sri Dr. Muhammad Uzair Mahidin, through a statement released, said the negative performance was pulled down by real imports of semiconductors and real imports of other basic precious and other non-ferrous metals. Nevertheless, he said the LI's monthly performance grew by 1.8% as a result of growth in 5 LI components except for expected sales value in manufacturing negative 0.8% and real money supply M1 negative 0.3%. Although it remained below the trend of 100.0 points, the economy is anticipated to grow modestly in the near term. Malaysia's economy is foreseen encouraging in the near term. However, heightened global challenges should be taken into consideration, it added. As for the current economic situation, Dawson said the coincident index CI maintained its positive annual growth momentum since September 2021. The CI registered 3.1% to 124.3 points in May 2023 from 120.6 points in the same month of the previous year, contributed by the good performance of all components. Malaysia emerged on top in median 5G download speed across Asia-Pacific markets. Deputy Communications and Digital Minister Teo Ni Ching said this is comparable to European benchmark in the first half of 2023, according to Ookla Insights. Citing the report, Teo noted that Malaysians' median 5G download speed stood at 512.10 megabyte per second, surpassing South Korea at 503.99 megabyte per second and Singapore 387.15 megabyte per second. As such, Malaysia is right on track to ensure that 5G coverage will reach 80% of populated areas by the end of the year. In addition, by having Maxis sign up the subscription agreement with Digital Nasional Berhad (DNB), more users will have access to 5G. Earlier, Teo unveiled Malaysia Digital Economy Corporation's MDEC joint report on digital ecosystem in collaboration with Boston Consulting Group BCG. Team harnessing the power of technology, building a strong digital economy for Malaysia's future. The report examined factors like where local companies currently stand in terms of digital transformation, key drivers of change and challenges to overcome. The initiative on reducing congestion at public hospitals set up under the Special Task Force on Agency Reform STAR will catalyse productivity and competitiveness improvement for the nation, thus further establishing Malaysia as a preferred destination for investment. Malaysia Productivity Corporation MPC Deputy Director General Zahid Ismail said Malaysia's World Competitiveness Ranking has improved by 5 places to 27 in 2023 from 32nd in 2022. This performance derives from improvement of several sub-factors, including health and environment, where Malaysia has been ranked 42nd in 2023 compared to 44th in 2022. Therefore, the STAR initiative on reducing congestion is a timely intervention to keep a good momentum going on to improve health infrastructure of the country, contributing to a greater performance of Malaysia in this report. It is anticipated that this initiative will also accelerate the implementation of public-private partnership PPP in Malaysia's healthcare sector. Among the measures agreed upon and currently implemented under this initiative are establishing the Healthcare Ecosystem Collaborative Task Force at the district level and the Madani Health Scheme, as well as extending operational hours of health clinics. Additional investment from renowned pharmaceutical company in Asia, Biocon, this year can potentially propel Johor to be the biggest insulin manufacturer in the world. The additional investment involves an expansion to the Biocon facility, which is set to begin next year. Johor Investment, Trade and Consumer Affairs Exco Lee Ting Han said the investment is also projected to open up some 900 job opportunities for local workers. Biocon has established the largest insulin manufacturing plant in Asia in 2010, located in Johor, with an investment value of over 1 billion ringgit. The Johor government has expressed commitment to facilitate and help prepare the best infrastructures to allow giant companies such as Biocon to develop. This will ultimately lead to more investments to be made in the southern state. Xi Jinping, General Secretary of the Communist Party of China (CPC) Central Committee, has called for striving to realize economic development goals in 2023 at a meeting recently. The CPC Central Committee held a symposium with non-CPC personage on 21st July to seek opinions and suggestions on the country's current economic situation and economic work for the second half of the year. Xi said to do the economic work well for the second half of the year, the general principle of pursuing progress while ensuring stability should be followed continuously. He also stressed pushing for the continued improvement of the economic performance, endogenous driving force and social expectations, continuously diffusing risks and hidden dangers, and effectively upgrading and appropriately expanding China's economic output. China's economic recovery speed took the lead among major economies, with sound economic fundamentals unchanged in the long run and a bright prospect. He further called for pushing forward industrial upgrades and optimization, deepening reform and high-level opening up, preventing and diffusing risks in key areas, and ensuring and improving people's well-being so as to realize continuous economic growth and development goals in 2023. On another note, scholars and scientists gathered in Beijing recently for the Basic Science and Artificial Intelligence Forum, which sought to explore the role scientific principles can play in shaping the future of the fast-evolving world of artificial intelligence AI. The forum is one of a series of events held as part of the nearly 2-week-long inaugural International Congress of Basic Science ICBS that is running through 28th July, featuring more than 500 lectures and satellite meetings. The forum also delved deep into a wide range of topics, from the application of physics in robotics to the use of mathematical algorithms in machine learning. Scientists at the conference believe computers have made serious progress in processing single-mode information, but still have a long way to go to match humans who can integrate far more complex multi-modal information. Unlike computers, human cognition involves what the experts call emotion, synergy, and redundancy, but this could be the future development direction for such AI. Attendees also believe driving AI by combining mathematical, physical and biological models with big data is the path to continuous innovation and breakthroughs. Kiyoshi Hashimoto's machinery factory outside Tokyo should be buzzing with industry. Instead, it is so quiet you can hear him practicing the recorder. The 82-year-old entrepreneur founded his company nearly 40 years ago, but well past retirement age, he has neither a successor nor a buyer for a business that retains loyal clients. It is a problem that Japan's government warns could affect up to a third of all small businesses in the country by 2025, as the country's population shrinks and ages. Shigenobu Abe of bankruptcy research firm Teikoku Databank said the problem is so vast that Japan faces an era of mass closures. A 2019 government report estimated that about 1.27 million small business owners would be 70 or older by 2025 and have no successors. The trend could kill up to 6.5 million jobs and reduce the size of the Japanese economy by 22 trillion yen. As elsewhere, small businesses in Japan are often passed down to family or trusted employees, but the country's prolonged economic stagnation has made small businesses unattractive to young people. Firms in rural areas struggle further because of a preference for city life and a growing trend of rural depopulation. World stocks slipped yesterday with weak business activity data and an inconclusive election result in Spain weighing on sentiment in Europe ahead of a central bank packed week for markets. The German Flash Composite Purchasing Managers Index PMI showed that the German business activity contracted in July, increasing the likelihood of a recession in the second half of the year. With the Federal Reserve, European Central Bank and Bank of Japan meeting this week, the overall mood across global market was tempered somewhat with caution setting in.
Ja, nach einer stabilen Vorwoche starten wir diese Woche mit leichten Verlusten, minus 0,1% auf ca. 16.150 Punkte. Es herrscht doch Zurückhaltung am Markt. Diese Woche stehen noch wichtige Entscheidungen der Notenbanken an. Sowohl die EZB als auch die US-Notenbank FED werden ihre Zinsentscheidungen mitteilen. Der Markt rechnet allgemein bei beiden Notenbanken mit einer Erhöhung um 0,25%.
The Argentine peso lost value on the informal market as the government announced measures to bolster a dwindling reserve while it negotiates a loan repayment plan with the International Monetary Fund. The rate on the informal market rose to 550 pesos to the dollar from 528 pesos last week, as the government said it would take steps to stimulate exports and discourage imports. Many Argentines see converting their pesos to US currency as their only defense against the ravages of inflation, which hit its highest level in 3 decades in 2022, finishing the year at 94.8%. The country's international reserve, over $44 billion in January, are now at just over $25 billion. In the first half of this year, Argentina's trade deficit was $4.4 billion. Sergio Massa, economy minister and presidential hopeful in October elections, told representatives of the agricultural industry, which is the country's main source of foreign exchange, that the measures were necessitated by the reality of the moment. This included ongoing negotiations with the International Monetary Fund on repayment of a $44 billion loan, as well as the devastating economic impacts of a record-breaking drought. French luxury brand LVMH announced recently that it will be a premium sponsor of the 2024 Paris Olympics, allowing the organisers to practically reach their sponsorship target of 1.24 billion euros. LVMH becomes the 6th top-tier domestic sponsor alongside communications company Orange, electricity provider EDF, banking group BPC, pharmaceuticals company Sanofi, and retail giant Carrefour. Antoine Arnault, one of the 5 children and heirs of LVMH chairman and CEO Bernard Arnault, made the announcement at a news conference in Paris, attended by International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach, Paris 2024 Chief Organizer Tony Estanguet, Paris Mayor Anne Hidalgo, and France Sports Minister Emily Odua-Castera. With Wednesday marking 1 year to go until the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics, the late completion of the deal with the world's biggest luxury group created great interest in France. Antoine added that there were many wild theories about the reasons why the deal took so long to be finalized, but he noted that the company didn't just want it to be a financial partner, but also play an important role in the holding of the Olympic Games. And that wraps up Malaysia Tonight. A reminder of our top story: government ready to facilitate media negotiations to get compensation from tech giants. I'm SAHIH Samsudin, Malaysia Madani, tekad perpaduan penuhi harapan. Have a pleasant evening.